The Appalachian Trail, a winding ribbon of wilderness stretching from Georgia to Maine, is a hiker's paradise. Its rugged beauty, diverse ecosystems, and challenging terrain attract outdoor enthusiasts from around the world. But beneath its serene surface lies a darker side, a history marked by mysterious disappearances, eerie encounters, and the unexplained. Join us as we delve into the shadowy side of the Appalachian Trail, where the line between reality and legend blurs. Story 1: The Brown Mountain Lights. The wind howled through the skeletal trees, carrying with it the chilling whispers of the mountain. Sarah huddled deeper into her coat, her breath misting in the frigid air. She had come to Brown Mountain, drawn by the allure of the mysterious lights that had captivated locals and tourists alike for centuries. As darkness enveloped the landscape, Sarah found a secluded spot overlooking the valley. The moon cast an ethereal glow, illuminating the rugged terrain. She waited, her heart pounding with anticipation. Then, in the distance, a flicker of light appeared. It hovered, pulsating with an otherworldly energy, before darting across the sky like a mischievous spirit. Sarah's breath caught in her throat. Could this be it, the legendary Brown Mountain Lights? She watched, mesmerized, as the lights danced and swayed, defying the laws of physics. Some nights, they were solitary orbs, hovering silently. Other times, they formed intricate patterns, weaving a celestial tapestry across the night sky. As the hours passed, Sarah became increasingly captivated by the spectacle. She felt a strange connection to the lights, as if they were communicating with her on a level beyond words. She began to see faces in the shifting patterns, ancient figures with knowing eyes. One night, as she sat on a rock, lost in contemplation, a voice echoed through the stillness. It was a woman's voice, soft and ethereal. "You have come seeking answers," the voice said. "But the truth lies within yourself." Sarah's heart raced. She turned her head, but there was no one there. The voice seemed to emanate from the very heart of the mountain. She closed her eyes, and a vision unfolded before her. She saw a tribe of Native Americans, their faces etched with wisdom and sorrow. They were the guardians of the mountain, their spirits bound to the land. The vision ended, and Sarah opened her eyes. The lights had vanished, leaving behind an eerie silence. She felt a sense of peace, as if a weight had been lifted from her shoulders. She had come to Brown Mountain seeking answers, and she had found them, not in the form of scientific explanations or historical accounts, but in the depths of her own soul. The Brown Mountain Lights remained a mystery, a tantalizing enigma that defied rational explanation. But for Sarah, they were more than just a natural phenomenon. They were a gateway to a spiritual realm, a connection to the ancient wisdom of the land. And as she left the mountain, she carried with her a piece of that magic, a reminder that the truth often lies beyond the veil of the ordinary. Story 2: The Gray Man of the Smokies. The mist clung to the mountainside like a shroud, obscuring the trail and chilling the bones. Emily, a seasoned hiker, pressed on, her breath misting in the frigid air. She had heard the tales of the Gray Man, a spectral figure said to haunt the trails of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Most dismissed it as local folklore, but a shiver ran down her spine as she thought of the stories. As the day turned to dusk, the mist thickened, and the temperature plummeted. Emily's headlamp cut through the fog, illuminating the narrow path. Suddenly, she heard a rustling sound behind her. She whirled around, her heart pounding, but saw nothing but the swirling fog. A sense of dread washed over her. She quickened her pace, but the rustling sound persisted. It was as if something was following her, its presence felt but unseen. A cold wind whipped around her, and she felt a chill that had nothing to do with the temperature. Then, she saw it. A figure emerged from the fog, a tall, gaunt man cloaked in a mist of gray. His face was obscured by the fog, but his eyes, piercing and cold, seemed to bore into her soul. The Gray Man, she realized with a mix of fear and awe. The figure spoke, its voice a whisper carried on the wind. "Turn back, child," it warned. "The mountain is not kind to those who wander too far." Emily hesitated, torn between fear and curiosity. She had come so far, and she was determined to reach her destination. But the Gray Man's warning echoed in her mind. With a heavy heart, she turned back, the figure fading into the mist as she retreated. As she hiked back down the mountain, she couldn't shake the feeling that the Gray Man had saved her life. Some say he is the spirit of a park ranger who perished in the mountains, a guardian of the wilderness. Others believe he is a manifestation of the mountain itself, a warning to those who underestimate its power. Whatever the truth may be, the legend of the Gray Man continues to fascinate and frighten. It is a reminder of the dangers that lurk in the mountains, and a cautionary tale for those who venture into the unknown. Story 3: The Legend of Slickrock. The sun was beginning to set, casting long, eerie shadows across the winding trail. Sarah, a seasoned hiker, pressed on, determined to reach her campsite before nightfall. The air was thick with humidity, and the forest was eerily quiet. As she navigated the treacherous terrain, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. The trail led her to a particularly dense patch of trees, known locally as Slickrock. The name itself sent a shiver down her spine, as it was rumored to be haunted by the ghost of a young woman who had met a tragic end there. Some said she had been murdered, others claimed she had committed suicide. Whatever the truth, her spirit was said to linger, seeking vengeance on those who dared to trespass on her final resting place. As Sarah ventured deeper into the woods, the air grew colder, and the shadows seemed to dance and shift. A sudden gust of wind rattled the leaves, and she swore she heard a faint whisper, carried on the breeze. She paused, listening intently, but the only sound was the rustling of the leaves and the distant call of a night bird. Then, she saw it. A figure, cloaked in white, emerged from the shadows. Its face was obscured by the darkness, but its eyes, glowing with an otherworldly light, pierced the gloom. Sarah's heart pounded in her chest as the figure moved closer, its footsteps silent on the forest floor. Fear gripped her, but she forced herself to remain calm. She knew that fear could paralyze her, making her an easy target for whatever evil lurked in the woods. She raised her hiking stick, ready to defend herself, but the figure merely passed by, its gaze fixed on a point beyond her. As quickly as it had appeared, the figure vanished into the darkness. Sarah was left alone, trembling and bewildered. She continued on her way, her heart still racing. The rest of the hike was uneventful, but the encounter with the ghostly figure had left a lasting impression on her. Years later, Sarah would still recall that night in the woods. The legend of Slickrock had always fascinated her, but it wasn't until she experienced it firsthand that she truly understood the power of fear and the enduring nature of the human spirit. Story 4: The Phantom Hitchhiker. The rain lashed against the windshield, obscuring the road ahead. Sarah, a weary traveler, glanced at the clock. Late. Very late. She was driving along the desolate Blue Ridge Parkway, a road notorious for its winding curves and eerie legends. Suddenly, a figure materialized in the rain-streaked headlights, a young woman, drenched and shivering, thumb outstretched. A pang of pity overcame Sarah. She pulled over, rolling down the window. "Need a ride?" she asked, her voice barely audible over the roaring wind. The woman nodded, her face pale and gaunt. She climbed into the car, her wet clothes clinging to her body. As they drove, Sarah tried to make small talk, but the woman responded in monosyllables, her gaze fixed on the dark, winding road. A strange sensation washed over Sarah. The woman seemed almost ethereal, as if she didn't quite belong in this world. She noticed a peculiar stillness about her, a lack of warmth, as if she were a ghost caught in the rain. As they neared the woman's destination, she abruptly requested to be let off. Sarah pulled over, and the woman stepped out into the night, disappearing into the darkness as quickly as she had appeared. A chill ran down Sarah's spine. She watched as the woman's figure receded into the mist, and a sense of dread filled her. The next morning, she read a local newspaper article about a young woman who had vanished without a trace near the Blue Ridge Parkway. The description matched the woman she had picked up the night before. The incident haunted Sarah for years. She often wondered if she had encountered a ghost, a tragic soul forever bound to the lonely road. Some say the woman is the spirit of a young woman who met a tragic end on the parkway, her spirit forever searching for a ride to the afterlife. The legend of the Phantom Hitchhiker continues to this day, a chilling tale that warns travelers to be cautious when offering a ride to strangers on the desolate roads of the Blue Ridge Parkway. Story 5: The Mysterious Disappearances. The Appalachian Trail, a winding ribbon of wilderness stretching from Georgia to Maine, has long been a magnet for hikers seeking solitude and adventure. However, beneath its serene beauty lies a darker side, a history marked by mysterious disappearances that have baffled investigators for decades. One such case is that of Geraldine Largey, a seasoned hiker who vanished without a trace in 2013. She was last seen near the Appalachian Trail in Maine, her tent and belongings left behind. Despite extensive search efforts, no sign of her was found. The circumstances surrounding her disappearance remain a mystery, fueling speculation about foul play, accidents, or even supernatural forces. Another perplexing case involves the disappearance of Robert "Steady Eddie" Kirker in 2023. A well-known thru hiker, Kirker was last seen near the Long Trail in Vermont. His body was eventually found, but the circumstances leading to his death remain unclear. These are just a few of the many unexplained disappearances that have occurred along the Appalachian Trail. While some cases have been attributed to accidents, natural disasters, or even criminal activity, others defy explanation. The remote and often treacherous nature of the trail, combined with its vastness, makes it an ideal place for people to vanish without a trace. Theories abound to explain these disappearances. Some believe that the trail itself is cursed, haunted by the spirits of those who have perished there. Others point to the possibility of hidden dangers, such as unmarked sinkholes or treacherous weather conditions. Still others speculate about the involvement of secretive organizations or even extraterrestrial beings. Regardless of the cause, the mysterious disappearances on the Appalachian Trail continue to fascinate and frighten. They serve as a reminder of the dangers that lurk in the wilderness, and a cautionary tale for those who venture into the unknown. So, whether you're a seasoned hiker or simply a curious listener, the Appalachian Trail offers a unique blend of natural beauty and supernatural intrigue. As you venture into the woods, keep an eye out for the unexpected. You may just encounter a mystery that will stay with you long after you've left the trail.